It's normal that in each of us there's both masculine and feminine energy. However, there's always one of these energies which is more dominant, varying from individual to individual. If you are a woman who wants to embrace her feminine energy, here are some signs that you are rejecting your feminine energy. I'm going to give you these signs, and I'm also going to give you some examples of what you're probably doing now to reject your feminine energy and how you can start to embrace your feminine energy. First things first is you do things that you think a feminine woman would do, even though you do not enjoy it. Let me give you an example. Let's say you love boxing and you love lifting heavy weights. However, you want to start this journey of becoming a more feminine woman. So you think you're going to start taking up baking because you think baking is seen as a more feminine thing to do, right? So you could use option 1 and you could reject your feminine energy and you could say, that's it, I am giving up my boxing classes. I'm not going to lift heavy weights anymore. Lifting weights and boxing is so masculine. Instead, I'm going to take up baking. I hate baking. However, if I just start baking and I start baking for months on end, over time, it's going to help me appear to be more feminine. A woman who does these types of things, who does things for the performance factor, you're doing it to impress someone else. You might be doing it to be perceived as more feminine. This is called performative feminine energy. How do you know if you are doing something because it's performative feminine energy and not your genuine, authentic feminine energy? You have to ask yourself this one question: who are you doing this for? In this scenario, you would be quitting boxing and heavy lifting to do baking, to impress other people, maybe to impress a man, to appear more feminine to other people. That's performative feminine energy. However, if you were to use option 2 and you were to embrace your feminine energy and you were to say, I love boxing, I love lifting heavy weights, when I do it, it makes me feel alive, I feel a sense of achievement. I am not a baker. I hate baking and I never will bake. I don't want to. I love boxing. That's what I want to do and that's what I will do. A woman who uses option 2 is a woman who is in her authentic feminine energy. Feminine energy doesn't have a stereotype or a mold that you have to fit into. All it means is being authentic to yourself, doing the things that make you happy. A woman in her feminine energy doesn't have anything to prove to anyone because she knows exactly who she is and she loves who she is and other people can sense that vibration from her. Do the things that you love and you enjoy. That is the trait of a feminine woman. The next thing is you tend to have a bad relationship with women. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have just started a new job. So you're in a new office with new people and you've been there for a few weeks and you overhear some of the girls speaking and they are talking about all girly things like what they're wearing at the weekend, which men they're dating at the weekend, just any type of girly things, makeup, hair, etc. One of the girls is wearing, you know, a low-cut top, another girl is in a short skirt. They are just being authentic to themselves. That's what they want to wear. They're confident enough to wear it. You could use option 1 and you could start rejecting your feminine energy and you could say to yourself, oh, you know what? I don't like what they're talking about. They're talking about dating all of these different types of men. That's not how women should be. I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to participate. You could also start to say things to yourself like, why is she wearing such a low-cut top? Who is she trying to impress? Why is she dressing like that? Women shouldn't dress like that. Or why is she wearing such a short skirt? Why is she dressing like that? Who is she trying to impress? I don't like that she looks like that. Being overly judgmental, overly critical, and in a nutshell, what you're doing here is you're just rejecting your feminine energy. You are being overly critical. You're not in flow. You're not embracing other women. You're talking negatively. You're projecting negativity. A woman in her feminine energy is a non-judgmental woman. She's a woman who knows how to get off her high horse. And that's exactly what you need to do. Get off your high horse. There is no one fit mold that every feminine woman has to fit. So instead, you are going to use option 2, and you are going to say to yourself, all of these women are free to be exactly how they want to be. However it is that they want to be is perfectly fine. There is no stereotype that women have to fit into. There is no mold of the perfect woman. This is what makes us all so uniquely individual. We are all so unique in our own way. That is why we all have so much value. That is why we are all so special and so unique. And if you look at it from another perspective, when you look at the people that are closest to you, like if you look at your best friend, 9 times out of 10, she's very similar to you, but she's also the complete opposite. And that's why if you don't give people who are not exactly like you a chance, they might be a bit opposite of you, they can end up being the closest people to you. Remember, get rid of this judgmental, critical side that you may have, and your relationship with women will improve. Allow people to be exactly who they want to be. The next thing is you desperately seek to differentiate yourself from others. Let me give you an example. Let's use the same scenario that we've just used about the office. In this scenario, you are desperately trying to differentiate yourself, so much so that you end up ostracizing yourself, so much so now you don't have a place to go. Now you feel that you don't fit in. What you are doing here is self-sabotaging. You are feeling like you are above everyone else, and the only person who ends up losing in the long run is yourself, because you end up having to do things alone. You end up missing out on beautiful friendships. You end up missing out on beautiful experiences, and you become a very bitter, angry person, and you feel like a victim. You feel like people aren't nice to me, nobody gave me a chance, when in reality, a lot of the time it's us that are not trying. I understand that sometimes we do go into situations and other people are not nice to us. That's a whole different topic. However, if you are the one who is watching this and you're like, okay, I can understand how sometimes I might be the problem, then there is a way to fix it. All you need to do is just get off your high horse. Another thing in this situation is a lot of people don't want to be relatable. They don't want to be authentic. And there's a beauty behind being real and relatable and authentic. You don't always have to find ways that differentiate you from other people. Like, similarities don't need to be weaknesses. Similarities can be strengths. You don't have to make yourself so different. You are you, and that is unique enough. The next thing is you have difficulties receiving. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are in the airport and you are traveling alone, your partner's not with you, and you are boarding the plane and you have a small carry-on suitcase. Whilst you're boarding the plane, a man turns around to you and says, I'll help you put this in the overhead locker. And he signals to you about your suitcase. He will lift it up for you and put it in the overhead locker. And you respond to him and you're like, oh, thanks so much, but I'm fine, I've got it. And you end up doing it yourself. In the moment, you might feel one of two things. You might feel stupid, and you might think, oh, why didn't I just accept the help? And it came out like word vomit, because it's so uncommon for you to accept help. You're so used to doing things on your own and you wish you could actually accept the help. Or you genuinely don't realize what's happened and you're like, this is normal for me. I don't need anyone to do anything for me. And you probably won't even think about it. That is a problem. If you don't even recognize where you are doing these types of things, obviously there is an issue and it's something that you can work on, but you have to graciously receive. If he is offering to help you, or if any man or woman or anyone in public is offering to help you with something, 9 times out of 10, they are doing it from the kindness of their heart, especially in this situation. Now, I said 9 times out of 10 because there are scenarios where, let's just say, if you are walking on the roadside and someone pulls up to the roadside and says, let me drive you home, you don't know who they are. Obviously, if it's going to jeopardize your safety, you're not going to get in the car, right? But in these normal day-to-day activities, it's just a sign of etiquette. And etiquette is dead in today's society. We look at people who are trying to help us and show signs of etiquette, like, let me help you with your suitcase, and you might look at him and be like, oh, I'm not interested, you pervert. And it's like, not everybody is doing something to help you with the wrong intention. And I think in today's generation, that's sometimes what we're primed to think. But etiquette is alive, people are still kind, people still want to help. So as long as it's not going to jeopardize your safety, accept the help. The next thing is you don't allow yourself to enjoy. Let me give you an example. Let's say it's your birthday and you have spent months or weeks putting together this party for yourself. You're gonna have all your friends there, you're really excited, you've spent so long planning it, so nothing goes wrong. You've got caterers, you've got people to come and decorate, you're very excited and you're hosting it in your home. It's supposed to be a time for you to relax, for you to enjoy, just celebrate your life with the people you love the most. So let's say the party started and it's happening and it's in full swing. You could use option 1 and you could project your feminine energy and you could start to panic and you could start to say, oh my gosh, I feel like the vibes are dying out. Perhaps it's the playlist, I need to change the music. I don't think people are liking the food. I'm not sure if there's still enough food for everyone. What if people are still hungry? What if people are not enjoying themselves? What if people break something? Do I need to start hiding things in the house? Just checking up to make sure everything is okay. So much that you don't end up enjoying this party. And afterwards, you're like, that is the last time I do that. That was so stressful. I didn't enjoy it one bit. Whose idea was it that I do this? It was terrible. See, a feminine woman doesn't worry too much about how things are going to go, how things are going to work out. She just already knows that they're going to work out. She knows they're going to be great. It's a belief she has within herself. She knows everything she touches turns to gold. She knows she's great. She knows she's amazing. Just her presence alone at her birthday is enough. She's not a performing circus monkey. She doesn't have to start doing acrobats from the ceiling to impress people and to entertain people. She is not the live entertainment. She knows that people will be grateful to just be there, be in her presence, and celebrate her life. So that is exactly what you're going to do when you take option 2. And you are going to enter your feminine energy and you are going to say, this party is amazing, it's perfect, it's everything I wanted and more. Thank you all so much for being here. I am so grateful and I'm so excited to do this again next year. And you carry on and you have the best time. You are laughing, you're dancing, you're not worried about what's happening because who cares? You're having a great time, you're living in the moment, and that is exactly what a feminine woman would do. And now that's exactly what you are going to do. The next thing is you fear emotional intimacy. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are in a brand new relationship. However, your previous relationship didn't end that well. It actually ended very badly. He ended up cheating on you. You were heartbroken. You started to question your self-worth. It lowered your self-esteem. You started to wonder if every man would treat you like this, or if it was something you did in order to deserve this type of treatment. But now you're in this new relationship and this guy is incredible, okay? He is husband material, he is great with you, he's taken things slow with you, he's courted you, he's wined and dined you, he's not been pushy with you, he speaks gently with you. Basically, he's husband material, okay? You could use option 1 and you could reject your feminine energy and you could say, darling, I've been so hurt in the past. Like, my ex cheated on me and he broke my heart, and I'm just worried that you're going to do the same thing to me. It's really hard for me to trust men. My perception of men is that they are all going to cheat on me, and I'm just so hurt and so broken and I am damaged. So when you say this, you are admitting that you don't believe yourself to be the prize. So when you start doubting his loyalty towards you, he's going to start to think that there's someone else out there that is better than you. And the way that men are wired psychologically is to believe that they have to have the best option, okay? They have to believe that they have chosen the best option. And you are the best option. You are the only option. However, you have to believe that you are the only option. You have to believe you are the best option. And how do you do that? you would embrace your feminine energy and you would use option 2. And you would say, baby, I love where things are going with you and I. You know, I've never really had a problem with having men around me or having men interested in me. However, I've just always been really selective with who I invest my time with, because I know how valuable and special I am. I know how much I add to a relationship. I know how much I bring to that relationship. So finding you and seeing how much you prove to me, and you are continuously proving to me that I should invest my time into you, makes me feel really happy. It makes me feel really secure with you. When you say this, you exude feminine energy. When you say this, you are now a self-secure woman. When you do this, you are going to exude feminine energy because you are now radiating at a self-secure frequency. You believe you are the prize. So now, in turn, he is going to believe that you are the prize, and he is going to believe that he has got the best option. Like I said, men want to know that they are with the best option, that they have chosen the best, the prize, right? You said to him that you are selective with who you invest your time in, which is going to make him want to continue working to keep that status as your new partner. You've already told him that you are desired and in demand, and you've not had a problem having men around you or be interested in you. The problem is you are the selective one. So now he has that fear of losing you because you are not scared to cut him off. If he does not continue showing you reasons and signs why you should carry on investing in him, what this is going to do is create emotional intimacy. You do not need to block emotional intimacy because of the trauma from your past. You are not defined by your past, you are defined by your future, about where you are going. What you need to remember is anyone who has hurt you or given you any kind of trauma from the past, it has nothing to do with you, okay? I know it's hard to take yourself out of the equation. You're like, yeah, but it happened to me. It has nothing to do with you. The person who gave you the trauma, they're the person who is troubled, okay? You are not troubled. You were a victim of that. However, do you want to identify as a victim forever? No. Like, you can rewrite your story whenever you want, so we're going to rewrite it right now. And you're going to carry on using that feminine response, because when you enter your feminine energy, life gets to be easy. Life gets to be good for you. The next thing is you are rigid, relentless, and competitive. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are a highly ambitious woman. You have your own business, you are super competitive, and from time to time you bring that home with your partner. Actually, a lot of the time you like to bring that home with your partner. And you are currently at a stage in your career where you are earning so much more than your partner. You are constantly striving to be the one who is calling the shots in the relationship. You love to have power and control, and by asserting your dominance, you feel like you have him under your thumb and under control. You are constantly seeking to outdo your partner to prove your superiority in the relationship. You could use option 1 and you could reject your feminine energy, and you could say, you know what, baby, I could earn your whole yearly salary in an hour. How funny is that? I don't know why you're struggling to make as much money as me. You mustn't obviously be good at what you do, or you're obviously not as good as me at what I do. When you do this, you are creating some sort of direct competition with your partner. But what you don't realize you're doing is you are just sabotaging your own relationship, because for a man to constantly invest in you, he has to feel like he has a role to play in your life. And in this situation, he doesn't feel like he has a role to play in your life. He has no place in your life. You are the one that is calling the shots. You are the one that is emasculating him, and men need to feel like they are providers, like they are protectors. When you do this, it's going to kill any romance or emotional or physical intimacy in your relationship. When you say these types of things to him, you might actually realize in the moment and be like, okay, I shouldn't have probably said that. You can probably see that it's killing your emotional and physical intimacy within the relationship. However, your need for the power and control in the relationship supersedes the need for the intimacy and love and connection in this relationship. You need to feel that element of power and control. Or you could embrace your feminine energy and you could say, you know what, baby, I have had a great month this month. Business is booming, business is going so well. I am so proud of us. because you're doing really, really well as well. And you know what? I think that this calls for some type of celebration this weekend. Let's you and I do something fun together to celebrate all of our success. I'm so proud of us. I believe in us. We can do this. When you say this, you are not directly competing with your partner. You're speaking as a team. We are doing so well. We are achieving all of our goals. There is not competition that is against each other. When you are in a relationship, you are a team, so you are a unit. Everything is spoken about as a pair, the things that you do together, the life that you are building together. Remember, think about how you would want to be spoken to. Think about how you would want to be treated. Kindness is free. Be kind to the people who you love and be kind to the people who love you. A woman in her feminine energy recognizes the value of empathy. Learn to balance your ambition and assertiveness with emotional intelligence. When you do this, it's going to lead to a greater harmony within your relationship. So that is a wrap for today's episode. If you liked this episode, please make sure to subscribe and hit the thumbs up. And if you've got any thoughts, then make sure to leave that in the comments below. And until next time, mwah, I love you. Bye.